may call you Kid Dynamite. You mess with me, I'll put your fuse out.
The arena lights dimmed as the crowd buzzed with anticipation. In the center of the storm stood one of the most feared fighters to ever step inside a boxing ring, Mike Tyson. For years, Tyson had built a reputation that bordered on myth. Opponents didn't just fight him, they feared him. His speed was terrifying, his power was devastating, and his aggression made him look less like a boxer and more like a predator unleashed inside the ropes. Fans around the world knew exactly what could happen when Tyson stepped forward with those compact combinations. A blink could be enough to miss the knockout. But while Tyson ruled the world of boxing with brutal efficiency, another monster was rising in combat sports, a giant of a man whose size alone made people question whether he was even human. His name was Bob Sapp. Standing over 6 feet tall and weighing well over 300 pounds during his peak fighting years, Sapp looked like a living tank. Muscles stacked upon muscles, explosive strength, and a frightening ability to overwhelm opponents with pure physical force. While Tyson's power came from precision and speed, Sapp's dominance came from raw destruction. But before these two forces of nature captured headlines, both men had to prove themselves against fighters who believed they could stop them. Tyson's return to the ring after prison had everyone watching. Critics doubted him, rivals mocked him. Some even believed the once feared champion had lost the fire that made him unstoppable. One of the men willing to test that theory was the loud and confident Irish heavyweight Peter McNeely. Before the fight, McNeely promised chaos. He shouted to cameras that he would knock Tyson out and shock the world. But when the bell rang, reality arrived quickly. McNeely rushed forward wildly, hoping to overwhelm Tyson before the former champion could settle into his rhythm. It was a terrible mistake. Within seconds, Tyson's left hook landed like thunder. The challenger crashed to the canvas. The crowd roared. McNeely tried to rise again, but Tyson's pressure was relentless. Punch after punch landed with frightening precision, forcing the referee to stop the fight almost immediately. It was a message to the entire heavyweight division. Iron Mike was back. Meanwhile, across the world of kickboxing and mixed martial arts, Bob Sapp was building his own terrifying reputation. One of his biggest tests came against the legendary Dutch kickboxer Ernesto Hoost. Hoost was everything a champion should be: skilled, disciplined, and incredibly experienced. With nearly 100 professional victories, he had defeated some of the toughest fighters on the planet. But nothing in Hoost's career prepared him for the chaos that was Bob Sapp. When the fight began, Sapp charged forward like a runaway truck. Massive punches swung through the air with brutal force. Hoost tried to rely on technique and timing, but the sheer size and aggression of Sapp created constant pressure. At one point, the giant's power overwhelmed the legendary kickboxer, forcing the referee to stop the fight. It was one of the most shocking moments in combat sports. Back in boxing, Tyson faced another dangerous opponent known for his toughness, Donovan Ruddock. Ruddock possessed devastating punching power and a fearless attitude. Before the fight, he made it clear he had no respect for Tyson's reputation. But when the bell rang, the fight turned into a war. For several rounds, the two heavyweights exchanged brutal shots that echoed through the arena. Ruddock's power tested Tyson like few fighters ever had, yet Tyson refused to back down. Eventually, Tyson unleashed one of his trademark combinations, short hooks delivered with explosive speed. The damage was immediate. Ruddock staggered, another hook followed, and the referee stepped in to stop the fight. The king had defended his throne. Meanwhile, Bob Sapp continued leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. Against the enormous sumo champion Akebono Taro, fans expected a clash of giants, and they got exactly that. Both men charged forward with earth-shaking power. The ring ropes shook as punches flew, but Sapp's explosive aggression proved too much. A powerful combination sent Akebono crashing down to the canvas, ending the fight in dramatic fashion. Yet, even the greatest fighters face moments that define their legacy forever. For Tyson, that moment came against the determined challenger Buster Douglas. Few believed Douglas had a chance, but inside the ring, Douglas fought the fight of his life. He stayed calm, used his reach advantage, and refused to be intimidated by Tyson's reputation. Round after round, Douglas landed powerful combinations. Then, in one shocking moment, a perfectly timed uppercut sent Tyson crashing to the canvas. The world watched in disbelief. The undefeated champion had fallen. But great fighters are remembered not only for their victories, but also for how they respond to defeat. Tyson continued his journey through the division, facing powerful contenders like Trevor Berbick and Tyrell Biggs. Against Berbick, Tyson's speed and aggression created one of the most iconic knockouts in boxing history. The champion collapsed awkwardly after a devastating combination that sent him stumbling across the ring. Against Biggs, Tyson demonstrated patience and precision, slowly breaking down the challenger before finishing the fight with brutal punches. Meanwhile, Sapp kept proving that size and power could change the outcome of any fight. Opponents tried different strategies: speed, grappling, endurance, but few could withstand the early storm Sapp brought into every battle. Each victory added to his legend as one of the most intimidating figures ever seen in combat sports. Though Tyson and Sapp dominated in very different ways, both men changed the landscape of fighting forever. Tyson became the symbol of explosive boxing power and relentless aggression. Sapp became a terrifying spectacle of size, strength, and unpredictability. Two fighters, two paths to dominance, both unforgettable. Now, the question is yours to answer. Who would you choose in a battle of pure intimidation, Iron Mike or the giant Sapp? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story from the world of combat sports, make sure to subscribe for more legendary fights and unforgettable moments inside the ring.